Hello everyone, my name is Shaine Acob from BAELS 2A. Today we're gonna talk about the history of China.
First, their land. Its vast area of more than 3,690,000 square miles make the China the third largest country in the world after Russia and Canada. Most of China's population lives in the relatively flat and fertile southeastern third of the country. The traditional China proper, most are peasants living as did their forebears in the low-lying hills and central plains that stretch from the highlands eastward and southward to sea. Agriculture predominates in the vast area generally favored by a temperate or subtropical climate. The meticulously tilled fields are evidence in the part of the government's continuing concern over farm output and the food supply. Religion of China is a country with a great diversity of religious beliefs. The main religions are Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Catholicism, and Protestantism. Citizens of China may freely choose and express their religious beliefs and make clear their religious affiliation. China, with more than 1.2 billion people, is the most populous country in the world. Overall population density of the country is somewhat over 110 people over a square kilometer, which is only about one-third that of Japan and less than many other countries in Asia and in Europe. In ancient China, coins were the main forms of currency. These coins can be made of copper, iron, lead, gold, and silver, with different shapes, weight, and marks, different from equivalents like trout animals, textiles, and shells. Ancient coins play an important role in archaeology, that they not only have reference value to judge the history of relics of remain but also are significant materials for researching the history of commercial economy in the ancient times. Dynasties in Chinese history or Chinese dynasties were hereditary monarchical regimes that ruled over China during much of its history, from the inauguration of dynastic rule by Yu the Great in circa 2070 BC to the abdication of Swan-Tong Emperor on 12 February 1912. In wake of the Xinhai Revolution, China was ruled by a series of successive dynasties. Dynasties of China were not limited to those established by ethnic Han, the dominant Chinese ethnic group, and its predecessor, the Hongxia tribal confederation, but also included those founded by non-Han peoples. China has been the source of many innovation, scientific discoveries, and inventions. These include the four great inventions compass, gunpowder, and painting. Both woodlock and marble type, China was the first nation to invent paper. Before its invention, words were written on various natural materials by ancient peoples, on grass stalks by the Egyptians, on earthen plates by the Mesopotamians, on the tree leaves by the Indians, on shakespeare by the Europeans, and strangers of all even inscribed of bamboo wooden strips, tortoise shells, or shoulder blades of an ox by early Chinese. Chinese zodiac is represented by 12 zodiac animals in order. They are the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, cat, monkey, booster, dog, and pig. Chinese zodiac years begin and the Chinese New Year, February. Each year in the repeating zodiac cycle of 12 years is represented by a zodiac animal, each with its own reputed attributes. Language of China. Officially, there are 302 living languages in China, depending on your definition of language and dialect. This number can be varied somewhat. Mandarin Chinese is known as Renghua, the common speech, and it has only been the official language of China since the 1930s, when the country established it as a standard dialect and began pushing to make this reality nationwide. Influence in the Philippines. The trade with China was the beginning of a major influence and contribution within the Filipino culture. One major influence that the Chinese contributed within the culture was culinary arts. In addition, the Chinese way of family structure also heavily influenced the traditional Filipino structure. Is very rigid and uses Chinese-based nature. The eldest son is called Kuya, and the eldest daughter is referred to as he. Both Kuya and Ate have authority and responsibility over their siblings.